Good morning, guys. Welcome back to Bald Feather Bets. We will do a quick recap of College Football Saturday, and then we'll lay out all of our plays today for NFL Sunday. First, please make sure you're subscribed to the channel, notifications on. We are posting actually decently close up until kickoff. This one's probably going to be about 75, 90 minutes before. So you need those notifications on so you know when we post, so you can get your plays in. And we'll never charge for these picks. Just want to keep growing the channel. And you guys can help that by interacting with the content, like the videos, comment on them, share them around, all those sorts of things. Okay, so yesterday, College Football Saturday, 8 and 10. Started out, it was only 4 plays, 3 5-unit plays and 1 3-unit play. So the first play was Missouri plus 8 against Oklahoma. That did not come through. Really it came down to one play. Missouri went for it on 4th and 2, had a guy open in the end zone, and it went off of his hands. So that would have given us a cover, and also would have given us a push had they kicked the field goal either of the 2 times they got down there, but they did not. But I understand why they didn't. And honestly, if a guy catches that ball, I mean, he's their best wide receiver too. If he catches that ball, then they're going for 2 with a chance to cut it to a 3-point game. And also we get the cover then either way. So, yeah, most of the time those things come down to a play like that. That one, so then that was a loss, 0-5. Then in the afternoon we had Oregon minus the 10. That game went scaringly exactly as I told you guys it would, where it didn't really feel like Oregon didn't blow USC out, but it never really actually felt like USC, other than maybe that first drive when they went up 7-0, or it really felt like, oh, USC can win this. And it was just right around that 2-possession type thing the whole time. They got the touchdown late on inside zone. Yeah, it was an inside zone play. And then USC tried to move down the field. They had an amazing 4th and 8 throw that made me, I was like, God, are we going to get backdoored on this thing? But then we did not. Oregon defense clamped down and gave us that. So that brought us to 5-5. Pitt looked like it was going to be a cigar game for us. They went up 28-0, but then Georgia Tech gave us a scare there. But then when it was 28-14, Georgia Tech was driving in to score a touchdown, and they threw a 100-yard pick six, and that's going to be the difference for you. Pitt did do a fake punt that didn't get it, that then gave Georgia Tech a little bit more momentum there. They cut it down to a 7-point lead again, but then ultimately Georgia Tech's defense, as it has most of the year, failed them, and they gave up a touchdown to Pitt. So Pitt got the outright win, so that obviously gave us the cover. So that brought us then to 8-5, and then the Cincinnati game at +3 lost. Felt just about like every other BYU game has felt that we've watched this year, other than the TCU one where they just came out and blew out TCU, where you're just frustrated because it feels like the team who's playing BYU is not taking advantage of any of the opportunities that they have and not getting anything done when they have the ball. Also, when you have a kicker who hasn't missed kicks in 2 years and then misses 3 in one game, and it's a 3-point spread, it's going to be difficult to spread, difficult to cover. It continuously feels like every time BYU plays a team, they have something like that go wrong to them, and then BYU gets the win. But good on BYU. That brings them to 10-1 this year. Their final game is UCF. UCF had a 3-point victory against 1-win Oklahoma State yesterday. UCF, if Oklahoma State didn't exist, UCF would be the worst team in the Big 12. So BYU has all but secured a spot in the Big 12 championship. I really hope the committee has BYU on the outside looking in after the end of the regular season. If BYU is 11-1, I would be surprised if the committee has them on the outside looking in. If they have them on the outside looking in, then that means they'll have to win the Big 12 championship game. Because I think the whole precedent that they set last year and what it appears is, hey, we're not going to move you based on a loss in the championship game. But if you're lower, if you're on the outside looking in and you lose the championship game, you're not going to jump people. So I hope they have BYU on the outside looking in, because I really don't want to see them in the playoff. They're not a playoff team. But I understand at 11-1, and given they have a higher strength of schedule than Ohio State. They have a higher strength of schedule than Indiana. They have a higher strength of schedule than Oregon. I don't really understand how, when you have an objective conversation about the situation, BYU would be on the outside looking in at 11-1. But that's for Tuesday's video, or the college football playoff video, once we see those rankings come out, because that'll tell us a lot. For now, we're focused on NFL Sunday. Okay, we're going to run through these picks. Some of them we've already given to you. Some of them are new. And some of them we are adding to. So we'll start off with the one we're adding to. We gave you guys Chiefs -3 for 5 units. We're adding another 5 units on that. So we're taking Chiefs -3 for 10 units. You can still get the 3, so do not take the 3.5. Make sure you get the 3. Chiefs off of back-to-back losses. Chiefs at home favored, Mahomes favored by 3 or less. There's a whole bunch of stuff on why we love this, on why sharps love it. I understand the Colts are good. You guys need to really look at the Colts' previous 3 games in terms of the way defenses have started playing them. This is a tough spot for a dome team on the road. This is a tough spot for any team playing against a extremely hungry Chiefs team and playing against the best quarterback in the NFL. So I love it. I love it as much as I loved the Texans play against the Bills. It's one of 2 plays today that I am thoroughly obsessed with. So that's the first one, Chiefs -3 for 10 units. Steelers +3.5 for 5 units. We waited on this all week. Because of this exact thing. Aaron Rodgers has been ruled out. That gave us the 3.5. There were no 3.5s out there until that happened, and now you have multiple 3.5s out there. You guys are good to take this down to anything Steelers +3, but there are multiple 3.5s out there, so get the 3.5. Steelers +3.5, 5 units. This line adjusted by either a point or a half a point at whatever book, depending on the book, based on that news. There is 0 adjustment in power rating for the Steelers based on when Aaron Rodgers plays or when Mason Rudolph plays. And you saw a little bit of it last week when Mason had to come in for Aaron. There is no change in the offense. I'm not saying anything about Aaron Rodgers is one of the best quarterbacks of all time. Mason Rudolph is not. I'm saying right now in November of 2025, on this specific Steelers offense, there is no adjustment in power rating. So the books made an adjustment to the line based on a perceived adjustment that the normal betting public would have, but you don't actually see that in terms of any model that would adjust the line. So that's why we waited. That's why we like it. Bengals +8 for 5 units. I think you can get it now. You can definitely get 7.5 now. Now that Joe Burrow has been officially ruled out. It touched all the way down to 6 when it was looking like Burrow was going to play, because he was a full participant in all their practices, but they want 1 more week, and they're bringing him back on Thanksgiving Day, I believe, which is super cool, because now we have a Thanksgiving. Now all 3 Thanksgiving games are good games. Well, pending they do the same thing with Jaden Daniels. But anyway, I still love this one. That's why it's still 5 units. So Bengals +8 for 5 units. There's just too many points. Yes, there's unlike Aaron Rodgers, Mason Rudolph, there is a point adjustment for Joe Burrow and Joe Flacco. But 8, I like this Patriots team. You guys know that. I gave you them to win the AFC East long before went back when it was still plus money. I told you guys for a while they were better than the Bills. Favored by 8 against anyone who isn't like a bottom tier. Like this Bengals team, this Bengals defense is bad. Don't get me wrong. They're one of the worst defenses DVOA in the past 20 years. But like they have some weapons on offense. They are at home in Cincinnati. This is a That's a lot, man. 8's a lot for a still very young team finding their way as a top team in the NFL. So Bengals plus 8, 5 units. Lions minus 10 for 3 units. You can't get anything close to it because we did that. We gave that to you before the Jameis news. Well, the Jameis is starting. I guess the news was more on Jackson Dart that he's out. Anyway, Jameis is one of the hardest ones to take an account in a power rating for, because you're not necessarily supposed to adjust power ratings too much based on turnovers. Jameis is one where, like, when he doesn't have turnovers, there is absolutely not a point spread adjustment between Jackson Dart and Jameis. If he throws 4 picks, then there's a bigger point spread adjustment than anyone could even take into account. So 3 is probably about the right number. I've been seeing a lot of Lions 13. I think I saw Lions minus 12.5. If you still want this, you're probably free to take it up to Lions minus 13. Don't go past 13. Don't go past 13. Seahawks minus 12.5 for 3 units. You can get this one at a better number now. We gave this at 12.5. The line you can get 11.5 now at some places. This is one of those ones that dipshit Derek, that fucking moron who was commenting on my video a couple of spots ago, had this as the first example, and he's like, you can't get Seahawks minus 12.5. And I literally open my phone and I just go to ESPN.com, and ESPN has the lines for ESPN Bet right underneath it, and literally sitting right there is Seahawks 12.5. So on the most visited sports website in the world, on the score and where they had the lines posted was Seahawks minus 12.5. And now you can even get it at a better number. For our record purposes, we are keeping it at 12.5 because that's what we gave it to you at. We keep our record honest, but yeah, this goes to show you how fucking stupid some people are, and how that cuck Derek was a dipshit. Okay, Jets plus 14.5 for 3 units. You guys cannot get 14.5 anymore. You can get 13.5. I would wait and see if you can touch 14. Sharps love the Ravens against AFC opponents when the line is above 10, when it's double digits. Lamar's 8-1 or something. I think his one non-cover came this year too. So there's a decent chance that by kickoff you're going to get 14. So take a minute on that one. If you can't get 14, 13.5 is probably fine. If you want to adjust it from 3 units down to 2, that's fine too. But Jets plus 14.5, 3 units. You can't get that anymore. Wait to see if you can get 14. Raiders minus 3 for 3 units. You're good to take this to minus 4. Essentially what keeps happening is a line. You have lines at 3.5 and you have lines at 4. The books that are at 3.5, every once in a while touch 3. They get hammered and then they go back up to 3.5. The books that are at 4, every once in a while touch down to 3.5 and then will maybe touch 3, and they get hammered so hard they're going back up to 4. So Raiders minus 3 is an extremely sharp play on the day. It's where the line came out at the beginning of the week. We didn't grab it then, so we just been waiting because the public perception is they want to bet on Shedeur and they want to bet on the Browns. So essentially what's happening is you're getting enough individual $50, $100, $20, $25 bets on the Browns, then it builds it up, then they touch down to 3, a sharp comes in, 25,000 on the Raiders, then it goes back to 3.5. So if you're quick enough, you're going to be able to grab 3.5. You're fine to taking anything up to 4. I don't think the Browns are going to have a very good showing today. That's a tough spot. Shedeur making his first start, coming up against a Raiders team that got embarrassed last week. Max Crosby definitely wants to have a welcome to the NFL moment with Shedeur. And Aiden O'Connell is back and activated for the Raiders. We might see him. Cardinals plus 3.5 for 3 units. You guys cannot get this anymore. I think I've even seen a touchdown at 2 at some places, so hopefully you guys grab that one right away. I wouldn't grab it unless you get Cardinals +3. Quite honestly, I don't think you're going to get Cardinals +3 again. Saints -1 for 3 units. You guys are good to take this one up to -2. I've seen ones out there for short periods of time this morning. I've definitely seen a lot of 1.5s that are staying steady at 1.5, so you guys can definitely grab something up to 2. Cowboys +4 for 5 units. This is my favorite, my second favorite play of the day. You can't get +4 anymore. You're good to take it down to anything +3. I may add a little bit more to it at +3.5 or +3, depending on what's available as the day goes on. I'll put that out in a community post if we do. I love that one. Almost as much as I love the Chiefs. Not quite as much as I love the Chiefs -3, but I love that one. Cowboys +4 for 5 units against the Eagles. And then Sunday Night Football tonight, Rams -6 for 5 units. You cannot get 6 anymore. You're good to take that anything up to Rams -7. Do not go over Rams -7. I've started to see some 7.5s come out there. Do not take 7.5 on that one. Tampa Bay has a way of keeping things within striking distance. But they are as ravaged injury-wise as any team in the NFL. All right, that's it. I'm going to get this out so that way I can post and get it out to you. Upload speeds have been lately with YouTube. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know if you guys are playing anything else today. And then, obviously, we'll be back at you again tomorrow with our Sunday recap and then Monday Night Football pick. We have not given out the pick yet on Monday Night Football, so that will be a fresh pick when we give it to you. And then we'll be back at you again next week with playoff thoughts for college, playoff thoughts for NFL, any futures that we see that you may want to dibble-dabble in. Then we got a full weekend of football. We got Thursday, Turkey Day football. We got Friday, NFL Prime Day football. Black Friday, NFL... What? Black Friday NFL on Amazon Prime. And then we have a amazing college slate on Friday. I think Egg Bowl's Friday, Georgia Tech is Friday, Texas A&M is Friday, Utah Kansas is Friday. We got a ton of really good college games on Friday. Then obviously Saturday's Rivalry Day, Iron Bowl, the game. We got a bunch of good games Saturday, and then full NFL slate Sunday. So yeah, this is a busy week for Bald Father Bets as we have coming up, and we're going to be at you every step of the way. Thank you guys. Enjoy your Sunday. Let's have a day. Oh wait, hold on. We have an appearance. Hello. This is Nina. Wait, it's okay, Nina. This is Nina. She is the celebrity guest picker today. She's going to say Chiefs -3 for 10 units. That one's hers. Okay? This is her first pick she's ever made, and she's about to have a 10-0 record. Thanks, guys. See you later.